Dr. Elsa Vexithari had dedicated 3 centuries of her life to the study of dead languages. As one of the Galactic Confederation's most respected xenolinguists, she had successfully deciphered 47 extinct tongues from across the galaxy. The intricate script before her, however, had proven to be her greatest challenge yet. The artifacts had been discovered on Kepler 442b, buried beneath layers of crystallized sediment that suggested an age of at least 50,000 years. The civilization that had created them was long extinct, leaving behind only these mysterious stone tablets covered in angular symbols that defied all conventional analysis. For 2 years, Elsa had worked alongside the finest minds in the field. The Zephyrian memory weavers had attempted to trace linguistic patterns through their ancestral consciousness networks. The silicon-based architects had run the symbols through quantum probability matrices spanning millions of potential language structures. Even the hive mind collective of New Terra had focused their distributed intelligence on the problem. Nothing had worked. The symbols remained as inscrutable as the day they were unearthed, mocking the assembled genius of the galaxy's most advanced civilizations. The tablets were clearly important. Their ceremonial placement and the precious metals used in their construction suggested they contained crucial historical or religious information. Yet they might as well have been random scratches in stone. Elsa's forearms moved gracefully across her workstation as she manipulated holographic projections of the symbols, her serpentine neck coiling with frustration. Her species, the Veltar, were natural linguists, their multiple throat chambers allowing them to reproduce sounds from hundreds of different species. If she couldn't crack this code, it was unlikely anyone could. The laboratory door chimed softly, and Elsa looked up to see Dr. Basit Rahman, the newest addition to their research team. He was human, a species that had only joined the Galactic Confederation 3 decades ago. While humans had shown remarkable adaptability and creativity, they were still considered newcomers to the grand tapestry of galactic civilization. "Dr. Vexithari," Basit said, his voice carrying the characteristic warmth that seemed common among his species. "I hope you don't mind the intrusion. I've been reviewing the linguistic database on these tablets, and I was wondering if I could take a look at the originals." Elsa's crest feathers rippled, a sign of mild irritation. She had grown tired of curious colleagues offering unsolicited assistance. "Of course, Dr. Rahman, though I should warn you, every major linguistic framework in the galaxy has been applied to these symbols. The Quantum Linguistic Institute has declared them potentially indecipherable." Basit approached the central display where the tablets were suspended in a containment field. His brown eyes moved across the angular symbols with casual interest, as if he were reading a simple text. Elsa watched his expression change from curiosity to amusement, and then to outright laughter. "Is something amusing about our failure, Dr. Rahman?" Elsa's voice carried a sharp edge. Basit wiped tears from his eyes, still chuckling. "I'm sorry, I don't mean to be disrespectful. It's just, this isn't a dead language at all. It's just bad Latin." The laboratory fell silent. Elsa's crest feathers flattened against her skull in bewilderment. "Latin? That's an ancient Earth language, is it not? These tablets predate your species' space travel by millennia." "Well, not exactly Latin," Basit explained, moving closer to the tablets, "but it's clearly derived from it. Look here. This symbol that you've been interpreting as a complex ideograph, it's just a really poorly carved Q. And this one here that the Zephyrians thought represented a cosmic principle? That's the letter U." The carver obviously wasn't very skilled with stonework. Elsa stared at the symbols with new eyes. What she had taken for sophisticated alien script suddenly resolved into familiar patterns. "But how is this possible? These tablets are ancient." "That's the beautiful thing about humans," Basit said, his excitement growing. "We've been spreading across the galaxy a lot longer than the Confederation realizes. Not officially, of course. But humans have a tendency to wander. Some of us have been hitching rides on alien ships, stowing away, finding work on frontier colonies for centuries before we made official contact." He pointed to a section of text that had particularly puzzled the research team. "This passage here, it's a recipe for something called pizza. And this bit that the architects thought was a mathematical formula, it's actually graffiti. Someone named Marcus was apparently here, and he wanted everyone to know he loved someone called Julia." The implications hit Elsa like a plasma burst. You're saying that humans were on Kepler 442b 50,000 years ago? Oh no, Bassett laughed again. The dating on the sediment layers was correct, but the tablets aren't that old. Look at the mineral deposits on the carved surfaces. They're maybe 300 years old at most. Some human colonist probably dropped these during an unauthorized mining operation, and geological processes buried them much faster than your team estimated. Elsa felt her world shifting. The great mystery that had consumed 2 years of her life, that had stumped the greatest minds in the galaxy, was nothing more than the casual debris of human expansion. It was simultaneously humbling and astounding. Dr. Rahman, she said slowly, how long did it take you to recognize this? Bassett shrugged, a uniquely human gesture. About 30 seconds. Though to be fair, bad Latin is practically a human specialty. We've been butchering that language for over 2,000 years. As word spread through the research station, scientists from dozens of species gathered to witness the revelation. The tablets that had been treated as sacred artifacts were revealed as the mundane leavings of human travelers, shopping lists, love notes, complaints about the weather, and yes, that pizza recipe. But rather than diminishing their importance, the discovery highlighted something remarkable about humanity. While other species carefully planned their expansion, following diplomatic protocols and establishing formal colonies, humans simply went. They explored, they adapted, they left traces of themselves in the most unlikely places. The galaxy had spent months trying to decode a mystery that any human child with a basic education could have solved in minutes. It wasn't because humans were necessarily more intelligent. It was because they were everywhere, had always been everywhere, even when the galaxy thought they were safely contained on their little blue planet. Dr. Elsa Vex-Thari learned something important that day about the newest members of the Galactic Confederation. Humans didn't just join galactic civilization. They had been part of it all along in ways both humble and profound. Sometimes the most complex mysteries had the simplest solutions, and sometimes the most remarkable thing about a species wasn't their technology or their wisdom, but their irrepressible urge to leave their mark on the universe, even if that mark was just badly carved Latin on a forgotten world. The pizza recipe, incidentally, turned out to be quite good.